Welcome to the Know-It-All for April 3rd. I'm Meg Turney. This week we've got a speed boost in Mario Kart, a release date for Halo 5, and just like a packet of underwear on Christmas, more Assassin's Creed games. Let's dive right in with video games. Nintendo held a direct event this week in which they announced Lucas would return to the Super Smash Bros. Roster as DLC this June. Mewtwo will be made available April 28th and he'll cost you $4.99 if you don't already own both the 3DS and Wii U versions of the game. If you do, he's free. New amiibo were also announced, and some are retailer exclusives, like Ness, who is a GameStop exclusive and fully pre-ordered out at this point. There is no hope for you. And Jigglypuff, who will be singing people to sleep at your neighborhood Target. A new 200cc mode for Mario Kart 8 was also unveiled, making this iteration the fastest one yet. And finally, we got our first look at the Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem crossover game, which will hit shelves this winter in Japan and sometime next year in the US and Europe. There are a few other notable updates, like when the US will be getting the Attack on Titan 3DS game and a Fatal Frame on Wii U game, which you can hear about in the full update. Nintendo's new mobile partner, DNA, has some very big dollar signs in their eyes, according to a new interview, in which DNA CEO Isao Moriyasu said the company is hoping to surpass 3 billion yen per month with upcoming Nintendo mobile games. Just to be clear, that's roughly $25 million US, and it's not a pie-in-the-sky figure either. The mobile giant made just that with its most popular game, which they also managed to turn into a TV show, so this could very easily happen. All I humbly request, Iwata, is that when DNA makes you even more money than you already have, you invite me over for just one dive into your giant coin vault. Moving right along to what has basically become an episode of Oprah at this point, it was announced this week that we'll be getting even more Assassin's Creed titles. The new games will continue the Chronicles line of games, and in addition to exploring 16th century China through the eyes of Xiao Jun, we'll also get to tackle 19th century India and 20th century Russia. The Chronicles games are 2.5D side-scrollers, and if you own the Assassin's Creed Unity Season Pass, you'll get the first game for free on April 21st. If you don't, it'll set you back $9.99. Another storied franchise is heating up with 2 matching trailers released this week that has some very interesting differences. The first showcases Master Chief shot in the chest, lying beneath a statue of his own likeness, while Agent Locke berates him for being a traitor and then raises his weapon to finish him off. The other features the same scenario with Locke shot beneath the statue and Chief giving the grandiose speech. The trailers both contain the game's release date, October 27th, and the hashtag Hunt for the Truth, which is being pushed in conjunction with a new ARG surrounding the game's release. If you're interested in following the ARG, I've linked everything you need to know in the full update. In a gameplay preview this week, Lawrence got a chance to play Mortal Kombat X, and he showcases what he witnessed and how he felt about it. My favorite part of this video is that they keep in all of Adam's audio flubs, and I just think that that's the perfect mix of hilarity and actual video game knowledge that makes Funhaus so amazing. That's all for video game news this week, but for more video game / bodily function discussion, check out this week's episode of The Patch. Ryan, Jeff, and Michael go off the rails in the most disgusting and hilarious ways possible. On this week's episode of The Patch Game Club, Ryan, Ashley, and I discussed The Cat Lady. Ashley liked it, Ryan was on the fence, and I was on the other side of the fence trying really hard to forget the whole thing happened. If esports are more your style, this week's episode of The Leaderboard tackles the LCS playoffs and the fall of the Green Wall. Hurts my heart. Alright, let's make our way over to movie news. And by the way, by make our way over, I mean I didn't move at all. First up, last week we got our first look at the suit Ryan Reynolds will be donning in the upcoming Deadpool movie. It was raw, it was sexy, it was awesome. There's been widespread speculation that the movie would be PG-13, helped along by an anecdote shared on the Schmoes Know podcast, and then Ryan Reynolds himself tweeted that the film would be PG-13, but it turns out that that tweet was an April Fool's Day joke, and the Canadian star revealed this week that the film will actually be rated R. Huzzah! His tweet says, February 12th, there will be blood, guns, F-bombs, and graphic, expertly lit French unicorn sex. Hashtag Deadpool rated R. Oh, I'm so happy. In Know Before You Go this week, I chronicled Furious 7. Everything you need to know about the story thus far is in the full update, so if you're headed to the movies this weekend and you need a refresher that's faster than a 10-second race, click the annotation to check it out. As a quick side note, I want to stress something that the writer of the film asked the audience at the screening I was in. No matter what you say about the film after you see it, whether or not you liked it, whatever, please keep how they choose to deal with Brian's story under wraps. Being able to go in not knowing is a real treat, and honestly, it does the film more justice to let everybody enjoy it the same way. There's actually no tech or science news this week. Suck it, tech and science. So that's all for this week's episode of The Know-It-All. Don't forget you can enjoy more awesome RT content with the RT podcast on Monday nights, The Patch on Wednesdays, and you can stay up to date on all the latest video game, entertainment, and tech news over on The Know. Have a good weekend, everyone. Heart you.